Hello students, welcome to our polity class series. In this class, we will discuss about the part 14th of Indian Constitution. In the previous class, we have discussed the part 15th of the Indian. Hello students, welcome to our polity class series. In this class, we will discuss the part 15th of the Indian Constitution, which deal under Article 324 to 329. So in part 15, we have to discuss the Article 324 to Article 329. Okay, in the previous class, we have discussed the part 14th of Indian Constitution. In previous class, we discussed All India Service, where we also discussed the UPSC and SPSC. And in the part 15th of Indian Constitution, we will discuss the Election Commission of India. So let's start our topic, which is Election Commission of India, which is mentioned under Part 15th of Indian Constitution from Article 324 to 329. Election Commission of India is an autonomous constitutional authority responsible for administrating election process in India both at the national and the state level. The body administrate election to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and state legislative assembly as well as the president as the vice president election. Okay. Here, Election Commission, as we all know, the major purpose of Election Commission of India to basically conduct the election in India. So this Election Commission of India is responsible for the conduction of election of both the houses, including Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in center and Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in the state. Also, both the powers in the state and center. Mean for president, vice president, prime minister, MPs, same as for chief minister, and all the elections related to the state body are responsible by the or are conducted by the Election Commission of India. But the election for Panchayati Raj system are not the part of Election Commission of India. ECI is not responsible for conducting the basically election of Panchayati Raj system in India. So State Election Commission is responsible to conduct the election of Panchayati Raj system. So in this section, we will discuss all the articles related to Article 324, 325 and so on. What is Article 324 says? Article 324 provide for the appointment of the election commissioner direct and who directly control elections. So first, we have to understand that the first Election Commission of India was established in 25th of January 1950. So every year on 25th of January, we do celebrate as our National Voters Day. So why National Voters Day is celebrated on 25th of January every year? As because on 25th of January 1950, first time Election Commission of India was established. When first time Election Commission of India was established in 25th of January 1950, it was a single-headed or single-member body, and the head of that time was known as Chief Election Commissioner. So in January 25th, 1950, ECI was established and it was a single-member body, and the head of that time was known as the Chief Election Commissioner. Later in 1989, what was happened in 1989 under 61st Amendment Act 1989, the voting age was reduced by 21 to 18. So in which amendment voting age was reduced under 61st Amendment 1989? In India, the voting age was reduced by 18 years. Previously, the voting age was 21 years, and in 1989 61st Amendment, it was reduced from 21 to 18. Okay, so when the 61st Amendment done in Indian Constitution, that time there were some changes done in election commissioner also, and it was expanded to a three-member body in October 1989. As we know that 21 to 18, the age was reduced. The burden of the election commission was also increased. So that's why this single member body was increases by three member body in India. The election commission previously, who was a single member body, there was a single chief election commissioner. In 1989, the three members were, first was chief election commissioner and two were election commissioner. So it was expanded to a three member body. The one was chief election commissioner, two was election commissioner, who generally do help chief election commission. But in 1919, again it basically became the single member body, and in 1993 it again expanded with the three member body, and till 1993 to till now, the election commission of India is a three member body. So what is the history of the election commission? It was established in January 25, 1950 first time. The major purpose of the election commission is to conduct the election in center and state, a part of panchayat elections, as the election of the panchayat are directly conducted by the state election commissioner. Every year on 25th of January, we celebrate National Voters Day. At this day, election commissioner was established. It was a single-headed member body. The head was, when it was established, known as Chief Election Commissioner. But in 1989, when the voting age was reduced from 18 to 21 in 61st Amendment, it became three-member body. But later in 1990, after 1 year, Supreme Court again create three members body to single member body. But laterly, after 3 years, in 1993, it again became the three members body, and at present, the election commission is also a three member body. And who was the first election commissioner of India? Sukumar Sen was the first election commissioner of India, and he was the first election commissioner, which was basically he became the first election commissioner in 1950. Now we have to discuss the important articles related to the election commission. The first article is 324. What does Article 324 says? Article 324 provided the information related to the appointment of Chief Election Commission. So, under Article 324, it is mentioned that there must be a Chief Election Commissioner previously, and later, after, it is mentioned that there must be a three members who are appointed by the President. One is Chief Election Commissioner, and two is Election Commissioner. Article 324 also provide information that the commissioner is an all Indian body having jurisdiction over election to the parliament, election to the state legislature, election to the president and vice president. So these information are also explained under Article 324, that there must be a chief election commissioner, and the election commissioner is responsible for the election of these organization. It also says that the election commissioner having control over the entire election process in country is done to prevent injustice, which could be done by the regional state governments, discrimination against any section of the people in matter related to the election. Also, the commission is constituted as autonomous and independent body with a view to ensure the conduction of free and fair election. So the major purpose of election commission is to conduct the free and fair election. It is basically a autonomous and independent body which further is held to be a basic structure of the constitution. Also, it has been said to be the most important arbitration on holding of the elections. All the details are mentioned under Article 324. What does Article 324 clause 2 says? That according to Article 324 clause 2, it provides that the election commission shall consist of the chief election commissioner and such of the other election commission. if as the president may from time to time fix until parliament make any law on the behalf of that, the chief election commissioner and other election commission are appointed by the president only. So appointment of the election commission of India is also mentioned under article 324. The clause 2 of 324 also says that the chief election commissioner will be the chairman of election commission of India. So who will be the chairman of election commission of India? Chief election commission under clause 2 of article 324. Clear? Also, the tenure of the Chief Election Commissioner is also mentioned under Article 324. There is an important clause of Article 324 known as Clause 5, which says that the Chief Election Commissioner shall not be removed from his office except in like manners and on the like ground as a judge of Supreme Court. So the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner is same as the removal of Supreme Court judge, which can be removed by the Parliament only. Also, there is a clause of Article 324. Clause number 6 says that, or the article of 324, clause 6 permit the requesting of services of employing working under the president or the governor of a state and those of bank employee or that of life insurance employee or teachers during teaching days. Once it's provided that the employment of the state for a period when the election process is on are subject to control superintendence and discipline of the election commission also. Clear? And the function of the election commission also explained under article 324. So all the basically uh, points related to the election commission are explained under article 324. So article 324 is completely related to the election commission. So now we have discussed article 324. Now we have to understand the qualification of election commission, which is also under article 324. However, the constitution does not specify the qualification of the member of the election commission. However, members are generally chosen from the senior bureaucracy, especially those with a clean service record and extensive experience in public administration. Also, if there is a person who have basically who is a layak person, eligible person in view of president can be appointed as a election commission according to the article 324 of Indian constitution. So generally there is not any specific qualification, but if a person is serving in a clean image in Indian administrative services or IAS, that president can appoint that person. The Election Commission of India is mentioned under Article 324. We previously discussed Article 324 provide for the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioner appointment on all the informations. Here is an amendment which was done in the Election Commission known as Amendment 61st. The Election Commission has not been significantly affected by the amendment to the Constitution. However, various amendment to Represent of the People Act 1951 has impacted its function. For instance, 61st Amendment in 1989 reduced the voting age from 21 to 18, and through this amendment, the seat of the Election Commission was also increases. Clear? Next, oath. Before taking oath, Chief Election Commissioner, other election commissioner must swear an oath of the office which is administered by the President of India. So, Election Commission and Chief Election Commission do take oath in before of the President only. What are the tenure of the Chief Election Commissioner? According to the Constitution, the tenure of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioner are fixed for 6 years or 65 years, same as Comptroller Audit General. The election commissions have a term of 6 years or 65 years. They ensure a significant period to establish continuity and a robust electoral process. The oath by president and tenure is fixed for 6 years or 65 years. Next, resignation. They can submit their resignation in written form to the President of India only. Removal. The Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissions are removed by the Supreme Court of India, or same as the judge of a Supreme Court of India. What is the procedure of the removal of the Supreme Court of the judge? First, a bill can be started by either of the house, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. First, if the bill is started by Lok Sabha, at least 100 members has to agree. If bill is started by Rajya Sabha, then at least 50 members has to agree. So 100 members and 50 members criteria. 100 members from Rajya Sabha, 100 members, 50 members from Rajya Sabha and 100 members from Lok Sabha. Okay, the bill can be introduced either of the house, whether Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If started by Lok Sabha and basically passed by Lok Sabha in 2/3 majority, then bill sent to the another house, Rajya Sabha, and passed by 2/3 majority. After passing both the houses, the Speaker of Lok Sabha will form a 3-member committee. These 3-member committee will submit their report to the president after checking all the issues, and after all the process or on the basis of the committee report, the president can remove the Chief Election Commissioner of India. So the process is same as the judge of Supreme Court or High Court. So finally, they are removed by the President of India. Next is, what are the major functions of Election Commission of India? The first major function is preparing and revision of electoral rolls. So the Election Commission of India ensure the regular updating and revision of the electoral rolls, including the resignation of the eligible voters and deleting of the ineligible names as well as supervision and conduct of the election. The second major purpose is to supervise and conduct of the elections. The Election Commission of India supervised the entire election process to Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, a part of Panchayat, as well as presidential and vice presidential election. The major another purpose of the Election Commission is to recognize the political party. The Election Commission of India grant recognition to political parties and allot election symbols as well as. It's also regulate the registration of the political parties in India. Advisory role. The Election Commission of India advise the President and Governor regarding disqualification of members of the Parliament as well as the state legislature also. Mode of conduct. The Election Commission enforce the Model Code of Conduct to ensure free and fair election, including regulations on campaign activities, party behavior and election expenses also. Election observation. It work as a election observation that election must be conducted of free and fair method. Voters education. The Election Commission of India undertake voter education and awareness programs to encourage voters participation. So these are the major functions of the Election Commission of India: to preparing and revision of the electoral rolls, to supervising and conduct of the elections, to recognition of the political parties. It work as an advisory role. Basically, it can advise to the president and the governor regarding disqualification of members of the parliament and state legislature. It also work as a model code of conduct, also election observer and voter education. Now, what composition of present election commissioner for 2024? As we previously discussed, the first election commissioner was Sukumar Sen, and at present Rajiv Kumar is the present election commissioner of India as of now 2024. Also, The two chief election commissioners are Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sukhu. या Sukhbir Singh Sandhu. So Rajiv Kumar is the present chief election commissioner and Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu is the uh, other election commissioner or two other election commissioner of India. So this is Article 324 are all the details related to the Article 324 or Election Commissioner of India. Now there are another article known as Article 325 which is related to the elections only. So according to the Article 325, there shall be one general election roll for every territorial constituencies for election to either House of the Parliament or either House of the Legislature of the state. Means Article 325 explain that there shall be a general election roll for all the centers or the state, or if there is an election for the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or state legislative assemblies or legislative councils. It also said that no person shall be ineligible for including in any such role or to claim to be included in any special electoral role on the basis of religion, caste, sex, or any of them. It also stop the discriminations in the elections also. Somehow Article 325 is related to the People's Representation Act 1950, which was enforced in 1951. So Section 22 of the Representation of the People Act 1950 empower the electoral registration officers of a constituency to delete the name of a person from the electoral roll on certain ground. As we discussed, Article 325 says that no person can be ineligible on the basis of religious, caste, sex, or any of them. But Section 22 of Representative People's Act 1950 says that Electoral Registrar Office has power that he can delete the name of any person from the electoral roll on certain grounds, not the basis of religious caste. It has been held that such deletion must be done only after giving to a person concerned meaningful opportunity of hearing and after following requisite procedure. Clear? So this is Article 325. What is Article 326? Article 326 system of adult suffrage. Adult suffrage means what is the criteria for voting in India. So it explains the basically adult suffrage for Lok Sabha elections and Legislative Assembly election. According to Article 326, a person must be citizen of India. A person who is citizen of India can vote. He must be not less than 18 years of age on the appointment day. Also, he must not be otherwise disqualified under the constitution or any law made by the appropriate legislature on the ground of non-residence, unsoundness of mind, crime, corruption, or illegal practice. So, Article 326 explains the criteria for voting. This is known as adult suffrage. What does Article 324 says? According to Article 324, if there is a person who is a citizen of India, who is uh, basically not less than 18 years of the age and who is not disqualified under constitution or any legal law, like on the ground of non-residence, on the ground of soundness of mind, or crime, corruption, or illegal practice, can vote. Also, according to the People's Parliament has enacted the Representation of People Act 1950. According to this, a person must be a citizen of India, or basic how a person can register as a voter. It is mentioned in Article People's Representation Act 1950. Okay, a person who is a citizen of India and a person who is not declared as an unsound mind by any court, he must be not disqualified from voting under a law related to corruption and illegal practice, can be registered himself as a voter also. It also explains right to vote is not a fundamental right. The right to vote or stand as a candidate for election is created of status or a special law and must be subject to limitation imposed by it. These rights are not absolute rights, are not held to the constitution rights. The Article 356 also explain that 326 also explain that the right to vote is not a fundamental right. There are two other articles, Article 327 and 328. What does Article 327 says and what does Article 329 says? The title of the Article 327 and 320 is to enactment of law with respect to the elections. Article 327 provide that Parliament may from time to time by law make provision with respect to the all matters related to the elections. Mean Article 327 empowered the Parliament that Parliament can make law time to time basically in respected or all the matters related to the elections. Whether is election of the center or election of the state. So both, if there is an election for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, if there is an election for Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, Parliament has right, Parliament can make law under Article 327. The law may include provision for the preparation of electoral roll, the delimitation of constituencies and all other matters necessary for securing the due constitution of such houses. The law so made shall be subject to provision of the constitution. Also, Article 328 empower the state legislature with respect to the election of the house of the state legislature. Means in Article 327, Parliament can make law for center and state, as well as in Article 328, state legislature can form or can make a law basically for specifically state legislature election. So the power of state legislature is subjected to the provision of the constitution and any law made by the parliament. And the last is Article 329, which is related to the settlement of the disputes related to the election. Previously, there were election tribunals, which the main purpose of the election tribunal was to hearing the cases related to the election disputes. But laterly, Supreme Court and High Court has power. They can basically hear the cases related to the elections. So, what does Article 329 says? It is related to the settlement of election dispute. According to Article 329, it provides that the validity of any law related to the delimitation of constituencies or the allotment of the seats to such constituencies made or purposed to be made under Article 327 or Article 328 shall not be questioned in any court. What was Article 327? That Parliament can make law. What was Article 328? Then state can make law. Article 329 provide or protect the laws made by the state and the center under Article 327 and 328 is the Article 329 says that the laws under Article 327 and 328 are not be called in question in any court. The clause B of Article 329 also said that basically this clause was added in 19th Amendment Act 1966 is provide that now with this standing anything in the constituency, no election to the either house of the center or as well as the state be called in question such by an election petition present to such authority in such manner as may be provided for by or under any law made by the appropriate legislature. Clear? It's also said that the cases related to the elections will not be heard by the election tribunals. All the cases are dealt by the High Court. So it also empower High Court that High Court can hear the cases related to the elections also. So I hope you understand this session. Let quick revise the session we have discussed. Now we are discussing part 15th of Indian Constitution. Part 15th of Indian Constitution is dealing with the Election Commission of India. The articles related to the Election Commission is between 324 to 329. All the data related to the Election Commission of India is mentioned under Article 324. What does Article 324 says? Article 324 explain about the Election Commission of India, the other member of the Election Commission of India, the chief election commissioner, the election commissioner, as well as also the appointment of the election commissioner, which is done by the president, also the resignation, the removal, all the procedures related to the election commission of India. As we discussed, election commission was established in 25th of January 1950, the national voters day 25th of January. Previously it was a single member body. After 61st amendment, it became three-member body, and Sukumar Sen was the first election commissioner of India. Qualification: as constitution does not specify the qualification of India, a person must be belongs to the Indian administrative services with no criminal record, and president can directly appoint the election commissioner of India. Oath: before president, the election commissioner and chief election commissioner can take oath, and tenure is fixed for 6 years or 65 years. They can submit their resignation to the president, and removal can be done same as the judge of Supreme Court. Like, the bill can be started either of the house, passed by 2/3 majority, and last is a team which is made by Speaker of Lok Sabha can remove or can submit their report to the president. What are the major functions of the Election Commission of India? Preparing a revision of electoral, supervision and conduction of election, recognition of the political parties, as well as advisory roles, model code of conduction, election observation, observers and voters education. So these are the major roles for the Election Commission in India. And the present election commissioner is Rajiv Kumar, and chief election commissioner is Rajiv Kumar, and other two election commissioners are Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu. So I hope you like this session. Thank you.